Hey, welcome to the Ready to Lose podcast, where we look at what's going on in our brains to create the health and weight loss that we want. My name's Billy Blake, and I'm a certified life and weight loss coach determined to help women love themselves all the way to their goal. It's time to start losing weight in a way that actually feels like us and creating that healthy life that we love showing up for every single day. So tell me, are you ready to lose? Let's go.
Hey, ready babes. Welcome back to the podcast. Can I start today just by telling you how excited I am that we are here in December? We are almost through another year. So maybe for you, it went great. You lost weight. You made progress towards your goals. You did the things that you set out to do at the start of 2025. Or maybe you're like me and it didn't go how you planned at all. So back in January, we were dealing with some really stressful things, some stressful moments. We had our house projects, our house renovation projects, which if y'all listened to some of the episodes earlier this year, you know some of the drama behind that. But we finally made it through that and made it to February, which kind of felt like my new year. I was like, okay, I got through that. We got the house projects done that we'd been trying to work on that entire year before. And so I was ready. In February, I was so freaking ready to go, get started and take off running. And then I fell down the stairs and hurt my back. Okay, and that really sent me into a dark place for at least a month. And I didn't realize until almost halfway through the year that really set me back with my focus and my goals for the year, which makes sense when I look back at it, honestly. When you're injured and hurt, that does take priority, okay? That is the top thing in your life. We don't always talk about this on the podcast, but if your life is feeling unstable, or there's other emergencies going on in your life, there's actual emergencies, of course, then other things get pushed to the side. Of course, that becomes the top focus. In fact, even with our one-to-one clients, if they have something that is really stressing them out in their life, like they're feeling very unsafe a lot in their life, we will focus on that instead of weight loss because, yeah, of course, you're not losing weight when you are in survival mode. Anyway, so I kind of got into survival mode a little bit and got off track with some of my goals because, oh wait, now my priority is resting and healing and my habits I was doing aren't happening. So that happened in February. Then in the summer and the fall, I was feeling that momentum, that focus building up. I was feeling like, okay, January wasn't my new year. February, also not my new year. But like May, June, yes, that is my new year. But then November hit. Okay. And that also threw me for a loop. As I mentioned a few episodes ago, my mom had a knee replacement surgery. She went for her follow-up recently and they said everything is going great. If you are curious, she's doing great. But I was helping her and my dad out a lot. That took a couple weekends in November. And then unfortunately, we also had a death in my family. So another weekend, we were traveling 8 hours to spend another weekend with different family. And part of that was helping my mom travel there too with her not even 2 weeks post-op knee surgery, okay? But we attended that memorial service. And these are all things that I want to do, y'all. When I really connect with my reason for wanting to work for myself, there's so many reasons why I love Ready to Lose. I want to help other women feel empowered in their lives, stop obsessing over food, all of those things, feel good in their body. But then a part of it too is that I wanted to have freedom in my life to be available for my family like this. And that's also, again, why I really love our weight loss habits and mindset tools we have in Ready to Lose, because they did help me show up for myself and my health, which allowed me to show up for my loved ones. So again, these are all things I wanted to do in November, but they definitely were not planned for. So yeah, I'm excited to be in December. But all of this to say, if your year felt like a roller coaster of ups and downs, you're not alone. Hey, me too. And if you feel frustrated that you've been listening to the podcast and you know what you should be doing to lose weight, but you haven't been able to take action yet, you are in exactly the right place. Because today we are covering the 3 things that you can start doing now to set yourself up for success in 2026. You can use this next month, these next 4 weeks, to really lay the foundation that can help you build momentum in 2026. And if you've been listening for a while, you know that we have 4 habits that we use in Ready to lose weight, and the ones I'm covering today are not those habits. These habits we're covering today are completely different and will set you up to use those habits later on in the new year, or you can totally use them all together right now this month. But if you are listening and you're hearing me talk about habits, ready for habits, huh? What are those? Okay, this is your sign to grab your Get Started guide with the link in the show notes. We use 4 habits to lose weight in Ready to Lose coaching. These are the habits I use to lose weight and keep it off, and they are the habits I teach all of our Ready to Lose clients so they can do the same. There's no gatekeeping here, y'all. The habits that we use in Ready to Lose, I give them to y'all because everyone deserves to be able to lose weight. And really, this is how I learned about these habits, was through my coach's podcast, and I freaking did it, y'all. I lost weight, and when I learned these habits, they are so simple. I remember just thinking like, okay, maybe this could work for me. Maybe this lady I've listened to each week knows what she's talking about and it can be this simple. I'm a little skeptical, but I'll try, right? And I was mind blown at how simple these habits are and how much they work. These are the habits I used when I started losing weight. They are the habits that I use now. I was able to use them while driving 8 hours and stopping at gas stations for food. So if you want to lose weight this year or even start doing it this month, grab your Get Started guide with the link in the show notes. And now let's get into what's going to set you up to lose weight in the new year. Or like I said, maybe even now, if you want to freaking go for it, if you just want to dive in. The first habit that will set you up for success in 2026 is to create some time in your morning routine. Now, I wake up at 5 a.m. each day right now, but I wasn't always like this. I am telling you, I was not always this person. I used to get up maybe 30 minutes before I had to leave for work. I had enough time to shower, maybe. That was questionable. Get ready, grab a coffee, and roll into work. And even then, I was sometimes running late. So it was all very frantic and rushed. Maybe you can relate. And while now I work for myself and I don't have to commute to another building or I don't have to be in a building at a certain time, I did use this while I was working in different schools. I had to be there at like 7:30 sometimes, y'all. I was using this hack to make time in my morning routine back when I worked as an OT in schools each day. Sometimes I was even there as early as 7 a.m. The high schools and middle schools, y'all, why are they starting so early? Anyway, this hack or this tip I'm about to share with y'all will help you build an extra half hour in your morning by January 1st if you start it now. And I'm telling you, it's not that hard. So this is very doable to start now. And by January 1st, you have an extra half hour in your morning to do whatever you want with. How you do this is you set your alarm for 10 minutes earlier than you are getting up out of bed right now. If you set your alarm for 6 and you stay in bed till 7, no. I want you to set your alarm for 6:50. 10 minutes earlier than you're getting up right now. And when it goes off, you're going to get up and move to another location. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to get up, get ready to do a workout. You just get up and move to the couch or a cozy chair or go lay on the living room floor if you want to, wherever. And then you relax for 10 minutes and then you get up and start your day at the time you normally would. Like I said, you can scroll your phone, close your eyes, listen to a podcast or an audiobook, really whatever you want. What this does is it gets you in the habit of getting up and out of bed with your alarm. Bonus points with this, if you're one of those people who snoozes your alarm 7 times without realizing it, the bonus tip for you here is to move your phone to another location. Move it to a table that's farther away. You have to physically get out of bed to turn it off or to snooze it, and that's already going to help you get up out of bed. But the practice is to get up with your alarm. Because if you're like that old version of me, that past version of BB, you set an alarm and then you snooze it or let it go off for 20 minutes before you actually get up and get out of bed. Why do we do this, right? You're like, oh, I'm up anyway. Why don't I just get up? Well, I'll tell you why we do this. Usually, it's because we just want a few more moments of me time before the chaos of the day starts. We are already stressing ourselves out about what we have to do or what the day is gonna look like or how it's gonna go, our running list of 500 things that need to get done. So you stay in bed to avoid that because that feels awful. Nobody wants to start their day with all these things that I have to do. But while you're laying in bed, even though that's what we're doing, right? Like I'm going to snooze my alarm. I'm going to stay in bed just a few more minutes, grasping for a few more minutes of me time. But while you're actually laying in bed, trying to get some more of that me time, we're just continuously thinking about work. And maybe you even do that math thing. This was me. I would always do the math. I'm like, okay, if I get up now, I'll have 15 minutes to get ready before I have to get out the door. Or if I wake up now, I will have time to shower. Or if I don't shower, I can stay in bed for another however many minutes. So that extra me time that we're wanting so bad of relaxation, not stressing ourselves out, it turns into doing mental math, reading emails off your phone, or scrolling until you have to get up or you're really going to be late. And then you're scrambling and rushed and frantic and stressed, right? Which is what you were wanting to avoid anyway. And that really is setting the tone for your day, right? And I say this with love because I was doing the same thing. It does not set you up to have a great day when you're doing this. So these 10 minutes we're adding to your morning, they really need to be for nothing. You need to have a strong boundary that this is nothing time. This is the me time, the nothing time that I've been wanting. If you start thinking, well, I could use that 10 minutes to get some work done, or I could use that time to meditate or stretch or go for a run like I should be doing, you're going to end up staying in bed. It needs to be actual me time. It needs to have no strings attached. You just get up, move somewhere else, and relax. You do this week 1. Set the alarm for 10 minutes earlier, get up, move to another location. Then week 2, you set it another 10 minutes earlier and do the same thing. Week 3, you guessed it, you do another 10 minutes. Okay, so now you're waking up 30 minutes earlier than you used to, but you still just move to that separate location and chill out for 30 minutes. Week 4, you could add another 10 minutes to this, or start using that 30 minutes for something that you want to do if you'd like. Oh my gosh, look at that. Now you have 30 more minutes in the morning to use for some of these healthy habits that you want to be building, like working out, journaling, planning your food like we teach here on the podcast. Grab your guide, check out past episodes about planning to learn more about this and how it will completely change your relationship with food, how it will change your food choices each and every day. But anyway, some questions that always come up with this when I'm teaching this strategy, this hack to people is 1, do I have to do this on the weekends? No. You get to decide how you want your mornings to look. And if you want to sleep in on the weekends and have a different routine, go for it. That myth of like, I have to do something perfectly every day for it to be more of a habit is kind of BS, because if you practice getting up out of bed with your alarm 5 times a week consistently, that's still going to add up. Like let's say you want to wake up at 5 a.m. on weekdays because you have to get to work by a certain time. Okay, on the weekends, you don't have to get to work by a certain time, usually. For most of us, or for you, maybe it's your off day, whatever it is, you're extra not going to get up. That's just going to make it harder for you to get up because you're like, why am I even getting up? I actually can sleep in. I'm not motivated to do that because I don't have to be somewhere at a certain time. But even doing this 5 times a week, it's all adding up. It's going to feel easier and easier to do. Your weekend routine can look different. It doesn't take away from this new habit that you're building. The second question is, does this really work? Yes, it really does. It is so simple and easy that you will actually do it. And practicing getting up with your alarm will make it easier for you to do when you do plan something extra with that time. If deciding to wake up earlier never works for you, or you manage to do it for a week and then you fall off completely, this is the strategy you want to use. I cannot tell you how many times I'm working with women in coaching and they start doing this and they're like, oh my gosh, I'm doing it. I'm getting up earlier. It actually works. It actually works. It is just simple enough to work. Just like everything else we do here at Ready to Lose, it builds your habit of waking up earlier in a sustainable and doable way, which is the way that lasts, which is the way that's easy to keep going with. Okay, so start doing that if you want to build extra time into your day, which again, will set you up for any healthy habits you want to start in 2026. The second habit you need to start now to lose weight in 2026 is to write down what you're eating each day. I often have Ready to Lose clients start here. They write down their food, and then we use this information, what they're writing down each day, to start planning our food each day. Like I said, that's one of our Ready to Lose habits. But this is like the setup, the build up to doing that habit. Because if you aren't really paying attention at the moment to your food choices, it can be really hard to start planning out your whole day with food. You're not really aware of how much you're eating or how often you're snacking or what that looks like. So this doesn't need to involve macros or calories or even measurements. We're just going for awareness. We're just going for the basics here. If you have dieted in the past, this is going to be easier said than done, but I want you to try it. Remind yourself, hey, BB said this is just for awareness. I'm just looking at it. This doesn't mean anything about me and my ability to lose weight. Because it doesn't. How you eat in 3 months could look completely different. But unlike past diets, you're going to look at where you are now so we can get there step by step and stop crashing out after 3 days of our new meal plan. So like I said, if you do this now, you'll be able to make a plan easy peasy in 2026 while everyone else is floundering around stuck in confusion about what should I be putting on my plan? What should I be eating? What's realistic? What's doable? You will already know. You'll have all the data you need to make a plan that feels doable. And you'll also know where you could start leveling up if you want to. Honestly, by doing this, a lot of people pick up on their overeating habits like immediately. Not only do you know what you want to be planning when you start writing your plan, you also know where you could be leveling up. Like, hey, I planned 4 tacos. I really probably just needed 3. Next time I have tacos, I will plan 3. When women come to me and they aren't losing weight and they feel like they've tried everything and nothing is working, it is always because they have food habits that they either feel embarrassed or ashamed of. So they avoid looking at what is going wrong, or what's not even wrong, what's going on in general. If you keep hoping that next time you'll just be better or have more willpower, that is a recipe for repeating and even strengthening those old eating habits that are keeping you stuck. In episode 248, I explain this in detail and what to do instead with examples of why this happens, how we get stuck in eating habits by hoping we're just better next time. It's all brain science, y'all. And when you learn how to work with your brain, everything becomes simpler. The main way we do that in Ready to Lose coaching is making a plan each day and reflecting on it. Most people are not willing to do this, and that is why they are stuck. So if you take time to reflect on your food each day, you'll be miles ahead of anyone else who has a weight loss goal in 2026. You'll be ready to hit the ground running and change your habits for good. The third thing you need to start doing now to lose weight and keep it off in 2026 is work on your relationship with yourself. Now, before you click off this episode thinking, oh, I want real weight loss tips, Billy, not some woo-woo emotional stuff. Okay, hold up. I don't know if you would say it like that, but if you are, hold up. I'm going to give you a simple way to do this month, but also explain why it is going to make losing weight feel so much better than what you're used to. And not only will it make you feel better about how you're losing weight, but it's one of the main things you need to do to keep your weight off. As you're losing weight, this thing will help you keep those results, because you can lose weight by being kind to yourself or by being a jerk to yourself. I'm not going to lie to you. You can lose weight either way. You can beat yourself up all the way to your goal. You can think, I'm not good enough. You can believe you're too out of control with food, that you can't trust yourself around food, that your body is disgusting and you have to do something about it. You can lose weight that way. But what will happen if you lose weight like that? You're more likely to choose methods that you hate or things that feel extreme and hard because you think you have to. It'll feel very urgent that you do very hard things to lose weight, which then you fall off of. You'll also feel good for a moment when the scale goes down, when it's going down, but then immediately go back to beating yourself up because that's what you're used to doing. When you practice being mean to yourself, you get better at being mean to yourself. And then if you do manage to lose weight like this, you will eventually gain it back. There are 8 main reasons people gain weight back, and this is one of the big ones. Because you get to that goal weight and you realize that you feel just as crappy about yourself as you did 30 pounds heavier, or whatever it is, because you never practiced, you never learned how to let yourself feel good about yourself. You beat yourself up all the way to the goal, thinking then you'll finally feel better, only to realize that you don't. One way I've heard it explained is like, if you're really picking apart your stomach, you hate your stomach. Okay, you lose weight, your stomach looks different. Your brain will just pick another part of you to criticize, because that's what it's used to doing. It'll all of a sudden now it'll be your legs. For a lot of women, depending on how much weight you have to lose, it starts being your skin. Well, now I have loose skin. Oh, I can't lose weight because I have loose skin, and there's all these things that are wrong with me. I thought losing weight would solve these things that I thought were wrong with me, but actually, I just keep finding new things. And then you get to the goal and you still feel that way. And you start thinking, what's the point if I still feel like crap? This doesn't feel how I wanted it to. So you start overeating again because eating feels better and you gain that weight back. I cannot tell you how many times I've worked with clients who have lost weight in the past. They know they can lose weight, but they don't believe they could keep it off because this happens to them every time. They lose it in a way that feels like crap and they eventually gain it back. One of the concepts that we teach in Ready to Lose coaching is how to lose weight from a place of believing that you're good enough now. You're enough, you're good enough, you're worthy. Like, you don't have to love where you're at the moment, but if you can move from hating or feeling disgusted with where you are to feeling neutral or even acceptance or maybe even appreciation for your body, you're going to notice a huge difference. You'll be more patient, especially with the scale, which allows you to stay consistent, which ironically leads to better results and reaching new levels in your weight loss than you've been able to before. You're more likely to choose methods that you can stick with long term and keep going with. So again, you get those lasting results. You also are going to enjoy the process more. And this again makes it more likely that you keep going long enough to reach your goal. And then you can also stay there. So how do you do this now? If you are in that place, which was me, I will tell you this was me. I did not have a great relationship with myself. My accomplishments never felt like they were good enough, Or I would give credit to someone else. Like, I know I'm not alone with this. Okay, so I know someone else connects with this. Have you ever talked about your accomplishments in your life as if it was just something that you were meant to do, right? Like, well, yeah, I guess I graduated with my degree, but that's just what I was supposed to do. It wasn't, like, it doesn't feel like it was me. At least that's how I talked about myself. I was like, this wasn't really me. It's just what I had to do. I'm like, what? I got through a 5-year degree and passed a certification exam. I did that. There wasn't some force outside of me. My parents didn't make me do that. Yes, maybe what I learned growing up did aid in me making that decision, but I'm the one who did it. Anyway, so that was me for a long time. And then I also, if things went wrong, that definitely was my fault. I would beat myself up so hard. So even if you're there, it's really hard to find things you like about yourself. It's really hard to say things you like about yourself. You can still do this, okay? You're going to practice finding things that you like about yourself each day. You practice talking to yourself different. You practice being a kinder person to yourself each day. How you think and act towards yourself is a learned behavior. Your thoughts are habits just as much as your eating patterns are. So to change how you talk to yourself, you do need to actively practice something different to change that. And for this month, that looks like taking 1 minute out of your morning to find something you like about yourself and write it down, or say it to yourself in the mirror, or tell it to yourself out loud on the way to work, whatever is going to work best for you. I personally have a section in my planner that prompts me to do this each day. I write my food plan, and then I find one thing I like about myself and I write it down. It can be something physical. I like my smile, my hair today, my arms, or I appreciate that my legs are strong. I used to use that one a ton when I worked with little kids. I appreciate that my legs move me around all day as I'm chasing preschoolers. Or I used to borrow beliefs sometimes. Like I like that my boyfriend likes my butt. Maybe I don't have great thoughts about my butt, but he always likes it. So maybe it is a good butt since they like it so much, right? I don't know. That's a fun little trick. You can borrow thoughts from other people. It doesn't have to be necessarily about your butt, but like if someone gives you a compliment, try believing them instead of deflecting or arguing with them. You can also pick non-physical things. Maybe you like the type of partner you are, or you like that you're a loyal friend, or that you're hilarious. You think you're so funny. I think that I'm funny sometimes. Mine today was actually, I wrote down in my planner, I love how much I love my animals, how much I love my pets. And I know it sounds simple or even like kind of cheesy, but that compliment from other people makes me cry. My husband Mike said that to me the other day, and I actually started crying, like tearing up. So I said it to myself today because obviously it means a lot to me. And I liked it so much when someone else said it to me, I decided to start telling myself that too. If you start doing this now, you are going to feel better in your body, in your life immediately. You don't even have to wait for January 1st. Also, something as simple as finding something you like about yourself in the morning is going to change how you process everything else for the day. It's a brain hack, okay? We talked about this a few weeks ago for our holiday episodes, that your brain has a filtering system that immediately is looking for evidence of what you're telling yourself to look for each day. So if you start your day thinking, I'm so tired, today's gonna suck, your brain gets to work looking for all the ways today sucks, how it's gonna be so hard, how it's gonna be awful for you. It's doing this whether you actively decide what to look for or not. So asking this question, what is something I like about myself today? Asking yourself that first thing in the morning is going to direct that system in your brain to find the positive and good things about you throughout the entire day. And think about that. If you're looking for ways that you're good, doing a good job today, that you are enough today, that also comes into when you're eating. Like instead of looking for all the ways that you messed it up with your meal plan, or that you should have done it different, you're going to look for the ways that you did show up for your meal plan, how you did make a good decision with food. And that just builds momentum to help you keep making progress towards your goal. So again, to practice this, commit to finding one thing you like about yourself each morning. It could be physical or non-physical, and you can even borrow thoughts from other people if you want. But do this consistently and watch your relationship with yourself change. Watch weight loss start to feel so much easier than it ever has before. And I'm going to give you one bonus tip, okay? So those are our 3. I'll give you a recap of those right now. Start waking up 10 minutes earlier, get up out of bed, move yourself to another location, and just chill. Use this hack to give yourself 30 more minutes in the morning by January 1st. 2, reflect on your food each day. Just write down what you ate without judgment. Here's what I ate today. Well, yes, I did go to that candy bowl and had 2 handfuls of candy. We're not beating ourselves up and judging ourselves. We're collecting data. The 3rd one is to find something you like about yourself each morning, okay? Yes, it is important if you want to lose weight in a way that feels good, if you want to enjoy not just how you lose weight, but also that end result. And here's a bonus tip or habit to start doing to help you lose weight in 2026. It is to plan one fun thing to do each week just for you. Basically, have things to look forward to that don't revolve around snacking or treats. Because right now, if you are overeating, you are doing some amount of emotional eating. Everyone does it, okay? This is not just you. You're not overly emotional, anything like that. We just learn to emotionally eat. Food is literally filling up your life as well as your stomach. So think about it. What do you have to look forward to each day in your day-to-day? For me, I would get excited for lunch when I was at work because then I could have a break. And then my afternoon snack, so I could also have a break and feel better for a moment if I was having a stressful day. Dinner, I would finally relax from the day. And then a late night treat because I deserved it. It was me time. A lot of my food was me time. This doesn't even touch on all the times that I ate for boredom or because I was feeling stressed or stuck in my life, okay? Food fills up the gaps in your life. It really was for me. When I took the food away, I was just left with what my life was feeling like, looking like each day, which I didn't really like. No wonder I was eating for it. Does that make sense? Like if you're not liking things in your life right now, you're probably eating for them, which is having you gain weight, which you also don't like. So when you take that food away, you're just going to see your life. And one of the skills that helped me lose weight, that helps our clients lose weight, that people who don't obsess over food, a skill that they have is that their life is filled with other things. They are either focusing on other things or have other moments that they look forward to in their day or in their week. This doesn't have to be big or extravagant, but start planning one thing in your week that you look forward to. Time with friends, reading, getting outside, a creative project. Practice getting your brain focused on and looking forward to things that aren't food on purpose, okay? Because you're probably doing this now, but do it on purpose. Like, hey, actually, I do have me time planned today. Hey, actually, I'm really excited for this thing that I'm doing on Friday. That is a skill that will help you lose weight. One way I say it is when my life feels full, I don't need to feel full, okay? My life is full, my stomach isn't. It's easier. I don't need to eat to escape my life as much when my life is filled with more things I want to be doing. So if you're listening to this and you're thinking, okay, I want 2026 to be different, but I don't trust myself to stick with it. Or yes, I know this, but I never get myself to follow through. This is your sign to get into our group coaching program with me in January. Yes, we are bringing back group coaching one time this January. Because here's the thing. You can absolutely figure this out on your own. You're smart, you're capable, but doing it with support, structure, accountability, it makes it so much easier, especially when life is feeling like one giant roller coaster. In group coaching, we're spending 8 weeks building the habits and the mindset you need to lose weight for the last time. But more importantly, you learn how to show up for yourself, even when the year throws house renos, injuries, family stuff, holidays, whatever, in your face, all the things that would normally have you quitting and giving up. In the first few weeks, you'll already be losing weight and saying things like, hey, this actually feels doable. I can see myself doing this forever. I don't feel out of control around food anymore. I'm not obsessing over food each day. I feel proud of myself. And that's just in the first few weeks. You'll get coaching every week, worksheets, tools, videos, replays, all the things that I use with my private clients. And you get to keep them forever. Not only do you get to keep the resources and materials, but the skills you learn, you will be building actual skills that you can keep going with. No more hopping from program to program. No more starting over every Monday or every month. You're going to learn how to live as the healthy woman you want to be, even on road trips, even during stressful weeks, or when your whole life feels upside down. So if you know you want 2026 to be the year that you lose weight and actually keep it off without dieting, without all or nothing spirals, without starting and stopping a bazillion times, then don't wait. We start on January 7th. Scroll down to the show notes to save your spot, and let's make next year the easiest, proudest, most sustainable weight loss year you've ever had. You deserve to feel good in your body and in your life, so let's frickin' do it. Get started on these 3 habits this month, especially if you're joining us for coaching in January. And until next week, remember, you've totally got this, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye!
Thank you for taking time today to listen in. If this helped you at all, be sure to share it with a friend so she can stop feeling stuck and start creating the health and self-love she deserves. Or Post it to social media and tag me so I can personally thank you for helping me get the message out. I am so excited to be on this journey with you. Keep showing up for you. You'll get there. Talk to you soon.